What I got to understand today, once again, is that it doesn't matter how flooded you might be of thoughts and feelings and how your overall state of mind may be constituted. Because when you have or commit time to what you love to do or where you're striving towards, and that time is set apart from other things you want to do, and you're certainly in a state of mind that is balanced to such a degree where you're able to go after what you want to do, because you know that some certainty of a good feeling will come from pursuing what you got in mind, then getting into the position of just doing it is only getting easier whenever I just push through. Because what I got to understand once again today is that there's nothing coming out of nowhere, and there's also nothing productive coming out of nowhere when I'm not initiating it. When a certain drive is not started, when the engine is not started, nothing's going to come after it. Just be an empty space. A space in which you might float around all over the place. And I think this shall not be the objective. Because what we want from pursuing something we know that this is our goal or we have to get done is that we get further with this whole approach. That we move closer to being at the stage where we can say, okay, we have done that and now let's go to the next thing, because we need the next part to let the previous one work out, because everything of that is like contained. So you might be in a balanced state of mind where you are feeling okay, where you got enough sleep, where you got after your routines, or just the way of living where you feel good. But after all that, it almost seems like inevitable to just get into the productive state as good as everything did before. And that is an illusion. Because what I notice quite often, almost all the time, when I'm not doing something against it, is that whenever I feel balanced and start working, when I'm not like flaming up some fire behind my ass that gets me rolling, I won't be too productive. I won't get stuff as quick done, I won't get stuff as efficiently done, and I won't even come up with solutions for things that just had been stacking up and been lying there in such an almost faded kind of blurry vision that I wasn't even able to recognize what I shall do in the next moment. So to like actually fuel this whole engine and start it up in a way where you just feel that now it's time, now we gotta move, is just such a big difference of a workflow. because I have been seeing how stagnant the whole process of a certain task can be when there's not this amount of initiated, like mindful set up and executed approach where you just search or apply a solution that gets you rolling faster. I haven't seen any big results without doing something like that. So I think to get this into a state where we can apply such a easy flow is through the habit. When we get into the habit of a structured way of living that has its sides here and there, and where we plan our way through to maintain the clarity of our whole approach, then we have a bigger chance that we are able to actually hold on to this structure and get back into these habit patterns easier. But when we don't have them yet, or have to come up with a solution in which we show ourselves that we can get to this structured state, then we have to fuel our energies with something else. And that might just be this initial power you put in as you haven't seen the progress you wanted to see. It's almost like that the difference from where you think you could have been when you would have had more productive time is a motivator in the time where you're just sitting in front of it, knowingly how much clarity and efficiency you could have come up but haven't come up. And that's not always a good thing to think about what you could have done previously, because we're here now and we gotta find a way for the next moment. But when we see this thing as a motivator to do a change on the next move we do, and actually take up this energy that has been lost back there, and like switch it up into something that's giving us drive, then we can get further with our next step. Because when we take the next step with this energy in mind, in body, what just happens is that we start to feel how capable we are. Because it's almost like, I'm not comparing this with like an instinct of hunting or getting after something that's in our scope, and we do everything to get this done. But it has some similarities. It has similarities of something that's highly important now, because we understood that we might just need it or want it, because we do all this to get at something closer we desire. So that's the moment where where it just makes a click, and we get into this state that gives us power, even though we didn't have it before. And that was just about the thing I got to feel today, because I got enough sleep. I did everything I'm doing to maintain that lifestyle I'm living at the moment, and that is just looking after myself to be as productive as I can But when I do all these things and just don't see that I feel like I can get into this productive state now, I'm just starting to wonder, what did I do wrong then? I did look after my diet, I did look after my sleep, I started good into the day, I maintain a certain structure in all this, and now I want to work, but there's not the power. And then I look at the thing I'm doing and just see, this just can't be the case now. So many small trivial things haven't been done yet. I know that they are there, but still they haven't got finished by myself. So this gave me such a drive to just push through this whole thing, because yeah, it's just taking up so much progress. And once we get to this point where we just realize that for certain we have been losing out on certain priorities within the thing we are doing, we can just I start to compensate the loss of progress with a power within myself that haven't been able to get retrieved before. And that is quite a good thing to know, because I can apply this whole like logic to whatever I'm doing, whenever I'm doing it. Yeah, sure, there is a limit, and when we came up with all the powers we have, we can't always say, okay, now we haven't gone to the fullest extent, but we can apply this at so many things we just want to get more productive in, because when we see how limited our capacities only have been working at certain states, after reflecting how our whole workflow was and on which kind of things we actually focused on in that time we were working, then yeah, we can, when we know that, we can see the change we initiate for ourselves once we want it to. And to whatever kind of degree we think we are able to be better next time, to come up with more, is determining if we can actually get it done in that way. So this there comes a certain not predetermined state of outcome, but there is a higher chance that we actually get something done we think can get done from ourselves once we understand what we have done not in the best way last time. And I think this also can even give us powers that can like blow up that whole frame and get us even further we even thought, and come up with more energies than we thought we would have. And that's why I see so much potential in always reframing or revisiting our efficiency and our whole state of mind in which we develop ourselves, in our surroundings, within our relationships, within our dreams and goals, because it opens up doors to areas in which we can apply unknown potential from within us. because it's just sleeping sometimes. It has to be wakened up, or it has to see a reason to get up. And once it has seen a reason, because we see that, yeah, we are not working at our best capacities, and we've moved so stagnant and in such a neutral way, and there hasn't been done much yet, or we have lost on momentum. All these insights can't just be like when you flip the coin around and don't see the negative thing in it, but just understand that this can be fuel to actually get it rolling again, because you see like what is going on here. What is the purpose of not having a solution or the most and highest amount of capacity we think we can come up? There is no purpose in this. It's just something we like, put off ourselves because it's taking on our nerves to even think about something like that. But once we just face it, it's so much easier to grasp and understand and actually flip and do the best out of it. So I don't think this whole state has to end in this stage. I think we can even take this a step further, because when we start to initiate that change, because we started to motivate ourselves by understanding where we have lacked some motivation or some drive, and started to get things rolling again. When we take this insight of how we made that change possible in a situation where we didn't feel like being in our best position, but got or made a 180 degree turn, and all of a sudden blew ourselves up in a productive state. When we get this insight and take it and start to apply it on a more productive state, with the exception that we don't look at it with the eyes we have previously looked at ourselves with, like this stagnation and this down states, but more with the eyes of, okay, we got to see some progress, we got to take some steps further, but now we start to analyze what we could do even better there. And as already previously mentioned, we can take this too far, and this should not be applied ever and ever, because certainly at some point you reach a limit, and when you don't think you have reached it yet, then and you start to go even further, you may cut down on things that might be beneficial for you, start to like manipulate yourself into thinking, okay, now I have to be more productive, I have to cut out this, I have to cut out that, and you miss out on essential things in life that just give you so much energy to keep going, to feel fulfilled, that in the end you played yourself and maybe burn out or crash down. So this doesn't make sense to stack up into the heaven. So, but when applied with a certain calmness, with certain confidence in us that is telling us, okay, we could, maybe we can, what can be like replaced from our actions, what did we do not too clear, where is our system lacking something that we could get rid of, or add something in that help us get on moving better and maybe even more balanced. Because when we like cut out some life maintenance things that are exotelic activities that aren't from our intrinsic deepest motivation, but are just like things that we have to do to maintain our lives, then yeah, we also free up some time through that. We also get to have more opportunities and potential space to fill up an area in which we can apply better systems, better insights, and better approach overall. Or just change things up, make new priorities, and define all this anew. But yeah, I think it is of high power to start understanding what we are doing by just feeling our way into how this thing we are doing feels at this moment. Because when we feel good, when we know, okay, yeah, I see there's measurable success, I see I'm getting further, I'm like tracking, having a checklist, see that I get much stuff done, yeah, it can be good as well, and we can be happy about that. But when there's a certain mess, a chaos, we don't have a checklist, we don't know where we're moving, we haven't measured any of our success, we haven't done these big projects yet, we just been getting our way through it, but still haven't finished, and it's taking so long, and there's stuff that piles up, then we have a lot of things. Come back, you'll be ended here. No more biting me. Then we have stuff we can start to switch up with the insight we also get from just having this realization, understanding where we are, where we headed, and where we want to move ourselves. But this only comes through the thought, through the actual determination of the realization within this reflection. Because without having this reflection, without showing ourselves that we might take a deeper and more sharpened look on what we do, without doing something like that, we won't come up with a way to fill up space, exchange unnecessary space we take up or use within our time that could have been changed up with something more meaningful and fulfilling in the long run. That we might just stay at the same spot when not applying such a state of mind. So I think I'll be trying to come up with that boost, this boost we all just have in ourselves once we see that we haven't been in the latest we haven't been at the stage we could have. And just start to reflect more and more on where we are currently and what of the things we see in our surroundings have been visible once before but haven't been changed. Because I see the biggest opportunity of getting that boost whenever we see something pile up, whenever we see how long we procrastinated on something. Because it's knowingly, we know that we could have done different, so this can be exchanged so much easier into a drive that we now have the opportunity to get it done. Because stuff we don't know yet or just find out, we can have a realization, we can be excited, or we can feel like, okay, now I understand more. But that doesn't come with like that with this stage of mind where you can just tell yourself, why am I taking this with me? I can solve this now. And that's what I'm doing now. So it all can be flipped once seen, understood, and just taken to action. Because in the end, it's about that. We have to take the action. We can't just say, okay, now I will do it. Oh, so much stuff that piled up already. No, you just have to do. You just have to get back to it. Take a deep breath and just start, and get through it. So yeah, let's keep that in mind, I'd say. And get to our best form, I would say. Get to the stage where, we're ever growing. Yeah, I think that's what we gonna do. And that's why we meeting here. So, new spot here today. I thought I might just walk further. Last times I've been over there somewhere. It's right next to the highway. That's the noise. Still the noise, but it's just a great spot. It's so split apart. One side is like brick and quite daunting here. And the other side is, wow, open. There's life, there's pleasure, and the mountain is making the next wall. But there are no walls within ourselves when we take them from us. So let's do that and let's rock this. Okay? Wish you all the best and see you very soon. I'd say tomorrow as usual. Goodbye.